Well, I had already hit live. So yes, at some point we'll ask you to share
He
your
does that to
screen.
me all the time.
Scott, I'm terrible with that. Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate. It's Tech Tip Thursday, and we have a very special guest. Extremely excited about this session. I've actually been teasing this for well over a week because I screwed up my calendar, and I thought we were originally going to have Scott last week. I messed it up. He's here today, and this is a wonderful follow-up to a deep dive demo we did yesterday afternoon of listings to leads with Vince and Scott. It feels like I want to say end-to-end demo, but it really wasn't because there are so many cool benefits and features that you get access to with listings to leads that we probably only scratched the surface. But today, what we're going to do, Scott is going to show us, all of us here, how you can start generating some listing appointments with the platform while you're still on a free trial, which you can get scrolling across the bottom, growwithjosh.com/L2L, L, the number 2L, growwithjosh.com/L2L. I think, Ryan, maybe we'll save our normal stuff for the end, depending on how we do. And Ryan's session yesterday, he also teased some updates from me, which I will share tomorrow on Follow Up Friday as well. We'll dig into all of that, but I want to squeeze every bit of juice we can out of Scott and the time that we have today. So Scott, how can we use listings to leads to start generating some listing appointments like this afternoon or maybe this morning if you're on the West Coast?
Yeah, you totally could. Should I click present and share my screen, or?
That would be great. That would be super helpful.
So I will share screen, and I will share. Well, I want to share all of it, so I'll share entire screen. There we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
So that now we can. Ready to roll.
All right. So I got about 3 or 4 slides. I'm going to keep the slides very short, but it's about how to create listing appointments as early as even today. Don't need a million seller leads to make this happen. For best results, we talk about repeating this, what I'm going to show you today, every 1 to 3 months. So in the beginning, you might repeat it every month for 2 to 3 months and then go to every 2 or 3 months after that. But we want to make sure that we get this in front of our audience as much as possible. And it works fast. So it's really, really powerful, can work really fast. And what we're doing is we are going to offer all of the seller leads in our database, all the homeowners in our area, the offer here, which is that you have completed a review of real estate marketing for selling homes in your area, benchmarked against best practices locally and across the country, and that you have created an enhanced 100-point home marketing plan for selling homes in your area for top dollar in this changing market. And that is, what is this review? What is this 100-page home marketing plan? Well, it is a 26-page branded 100-point marketing plan that you get with listings to leads when you sign up. So as soon as you sign up for a free trial with listings to leads, add your profile photo, add your logo, select your brand colors, and this guide is absolutely ready for you to start working with. We have a ton of ways of putting this in front of people, and that's what I'm going to walk through next is how do I get this offer in front of all the homeowners, in front of all the home sellers in my area. So we've got Facebook ads, Facebook posts, landing pages, postcards, door hangers, flyers, Google ads. We have a lot of ways of getting this in front of people in your area. So with that, this right here, what you're looking at, this is the 26-page home marketing plan. So you can see here, it looks fabulous. If you scroll down, what it does, it talks about all the tools in listings to leads, all the way from just listed, all the way through just sold. So how are you going to market their home to generate leads and get it sold? So we walk through all the different tools that are available to market that property in listings to leads here. So it's an amazing.
For those of you that are regular watchers, I did talk about this on a show. I don't even remember. I think it was a show or maybe it was a mastermind 6-8 weeks ago. This alone, just that branded report and the ability to do what Scott is going to walk us through is easily worth the very small fee that Scott is charging over at Listings to Leads. I mean that sincerely. Really, really good. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, with as powerful as this is for generating seller leads and listing leads, I think you're exactly right. I mean, it really is worth the price of admission alone. Yep. So with that, so I am now on the dashboard in Listings to Leads, and to go and find this listing presentation module, click on Listings. So we'll go to our Listings, and there's a tab here called Listing Presentation. So I'll click on that, and you're going to see there's a whole host of options here that cascade below it. All right, so we got all these options here. The first thing you're going to see is the pre-listing packet. So this is a 4-page summary of the 26-page home marketing plan, and this is meant to be used. You could do it as a pop by, as a drop off to hot seller leads. If you got a seller lead and you want to prepare a packet to drop off or mail to them, the pre-listing packet is absolutely fantastic. All right, it's 4 pages long. It's a great summary. At the end of the pre-listing packet is a QR code that they can scan to download the 26-page report. And there's some other items in that pre-listing packet that are pretty powerful as well.
Let me give everybody one tactical way that they could use the pre-listing packet with a resource that we talk about often. One of our sponsors of the show, thanks.io. You could download that pre-listing packet and send it as a follow-up to leads that are requesting a home valuation. And with thanks.io, you can do a cover letter, and you can upload up to 10 pages, Ryan. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, but we don't need all 10. This is a 4-page, right?
Yeah.
And you could send that as a packet and have the QR code calls to action both on the top letter and within the Listings to Leads pre-listing packet. I love that. And in fact, we might start adding that. Mike, make a note of that. We should review that tomorrow and maybe add that into our automated direct mail follow-up.
I want to see that. That sounds
So
sounds fantastic. Really, that'll
be a great topic for follow-up Friday tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you know what? Send me the link to that, because I'd love to see it afterwards, because that's a brilliant idea.
Right
so yeah, the pre-listing packet, I think you've got it. You've got how to use it, which is absolutely fantastic. Next item on this list is the 26-page branded PDF guide of the complete marketing plan to get your home sold. And you're going to see over here, I can download it. I can click here to send it. So if I want to send it as a one-off, I can. That's not the biggest application for this necessarily. We got other advertising that we're going to walk through. But you'll see here on the right-hand side, suggested listing presentation structure. And we've got introduction. We're actually coming out with a little wizard that will allow you to create that introduction right here. But you may have an intro or about us that you include already with your listing presentation. You would obviously include your CMA like normal. This is the property marketing plan. So this is that part of the overall listing presentation. There is a home selling process outline. That is a great thing to include in the listing presentation structure. We've actually got a 1-page outline on that looks absolutely fantastic that we're uploading into the system right now that will be branded to you, but you may have your own that you use. There is a PDF guide that we're going live with soon called How to Prepare Your Home for Sale, which will be another fantastic resource to include in the listing presentation. And then obviously you got your listing agreement. So this isn't meant to be the entire listing presentation, obviously. What it's meant to be is the part of the listing presentation where you're talking about how you get homes sold. All right. Now you may include other things with this. You may do drone videos. You may do property tour videos that are professionally done that you can include with it. But this is the basis, right? 26 pages of how you're going to get their home sold, all the way from either coming soon or just listed, all the way through just sold. Next up, we have a landing page. So I'll click on view. And again, you don't really need to use a landing page by itself necessarily, because all the advertising tools are going to point to it. But you can take this. We've got embed code, so you can embed this at your website. So if your website allows for custom pages, this would be a fantastic page to embed at your website. And you'll see here, copy embed code. I can take that code, go to my website, create a custom page, and offer that home marketing plan right at my website. But let's get to the tools that we're going to use to drive people to download that guide so we can generate some more great leads.
Yeah.
And first off is a Facebook ad. So we're not going to do a Facebook ad like normal. How I see using this ad, and you're going to see here, we got video views pre-selected. And the idea is that you would use this for custom audiences. So your database, hopefully your databases are in Facebook as a custom audience. Any contact you've got in any CSV file or any program should be in a custom audience on Facebook. And so you can see here in listings to leads, I can select all my custom audiences, right? So here's my wise agent audience, and I'm going to do a daily budget for $1, and we're going to run it for a month. And we're going to just put this in front of all of our old leads, all of the seller leads in our database, all the homeowners in our database. And we're going to do it for as low as $1 a day. All right. So I'll click publish. And that's really all I had to do. I could have edited the ad. I could have even changed the video if I wanted to. So there's a lot of edits and different things I could have done to this ad. But I always tell people, just use our basic settings in the beginning, right? We've done all the hard work. It's got to be millions of dollars at this point through our system and ads. So we know kind of all the back end stuff. All you need to do is make sure we got the right area for the ad. Make sure you confirm the budget, so the budget is good for yourself. But this is a really fantastic way of staying in front of all those seller leads via social media with this offer for the 100-point home marketing plan.
Scott, a couple of things on that.
Yeah.
So number one, if you need help with getting your custom audiences uploaded, etc., we do have some training on that. We have some tutorials on that. And Scott, when they integrate or link up or sync up their ad account, if they have custom audiences that we uploaded into their account, they'll populate over to listings to leads, or that's only listings to leads custom audiences?
No, they'll any custom audience in Facebook will be available.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
In worst case scenario, you can always click create audience right here. And we've got the upload capability. The CSV file format should be email, phone number, first name, last name.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry?
That's really easy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just how important we think it is to make sure you're putting this ad in particular in front of a custom audience, is that we put that functionality right there in the workspace. Now, keep in mind, you don't upload that CSV file and it's ready for you right away. It can take 24 to 72 hours. It's a Facebook thing, has nothing to do with us. So if you don't have a custom audience, I would say get with Josh, prepare the custom audience, upload it through whatever system you're using, or you can use listings to leads, wait a day or two to make sure it's active, and then get this ad in front of them, because I'm talking $1 a day. You can increase that obviously, but for as low as $1 a day, I've already talked to people who are getting listings from doing this. So it's a fantastic way.
Yeah, I mean, the impression, what's it cost, a penny or two? You can probably have 50 to 100 people see that for the $1 a day.
Exactly right. Yeah. And the cool thing is it's just kind of percolating along. So it's not like this $10, $20 a day thing where you're kind of staring cross-eyed at it, wondering where all my leads at, right? When you're spending that much money. But at $1 a day, when you get 3 to 5 leads a month from it, right? These are good leads, because these are leads that you've already got in your database. They already know you from somewhere. So the quality of these leads is a lot higher than just getting a cold lead off of Facebook who has no idea who you are.
100%. I hardly ever do this, but do me a huge favor. We hardly ever do it in the middle. If you're digging this, if you're liking this, hit the like button, please. If you're watching it live. And also, number 2, if you have questions, you can drop them in the comment box, and we'll dig into them if appropriate right then and there. And if not, once Scott is done with sort of demoing the ways that we can use this listing presentation report to get listing appointments.
Awesome. And I'll make myself available if there's any questions for me after this as well.
Beautiful. Appreciate it.
Next up is Google Ads. So Google Ads are a premium service with listings to leads. It's an extra $30 a month. So I'll put that out there. They're expensive. You're looking at $20 to $50 a lead for seller leads, typically across the industry. So if you don't have the budget to spend $20 a day minimum, I don't really recommend going after Google right now. Wait till you get some listings in. Wait till your budget is good. Because one of the things you don't want to do in marketing or advertising is do something for a couple of days and stop doing it, right? So, but we do have Google. The people that use it, we're getting great feedback from it. You can see here, all you got to do is type in your location. Right, we got all the links. We got the landing page preset here. You can change the budget to whatever you want. We recommend $20 a day. And we're going to run this ad default for 1 week. For advanced options, you can see we got all the keyword editing, right? Audience segments, the headlines, right? The descriptions, the site link extension. So there's a lot you can do here with the Google Ads. And these can work very, very well also. Obviously, people go to Google, they search keywords. When the right keywords come up, this ad can display for them. And that's a fantastic ad to put in front of homeowners thinking about selling their home. All right. Next up, short form video scripts. So again, this is something that you should be doing every single month. I would say, especially on the short form video script, but all you have to do is click send, get it on your phone, copy and paste it into your teleprompter app. I would say I would do a short form video in front of a current, maybe sold listing that you maybe have sold recently. What a great way, or what a great place to do the short form video at. All right. So
I just want to highlight one thing for everybody. Not just, so A, you should be doing short form video. B, and we might hit on this after this topic briefly. There are, I think it's 80 total PDF guides that you also get that are also brandable. And every single one of them has a short form video script that you can, just like this, you can download, you can tweak it to your voice. And that literally gives you content for weeks, months, maybe even years, that you can not have to think about what to record a video about. Which I think all of us, at times at least, struggle with, getting those ideas. You can pop into listings to leads, and it's a limitless number of ideas and scripts that you can start from, that you don't have to start from scratch with.
Yeah, we literally have new scripts every single week in the system. And like Josh said, get these scripts in your teleprompter app. Don't feel required that you have to do word for word what we're doing. You definitely want to do it in your own voice. But the key is you got to get started, and you got to do a minimum of 5 a week, I say, for a couple of months just to even get traction. So, don't be one of these people, you do 2 or 3 a week for maybe a week or two. You think it doesn't work. Well, what doesn't work is you didn't put enough time into it. All right. Yeah. And so the next item here after that are your database and cold calling scripts. So you've got a database full of people. They own homes. There's seller leads that are in your database. And so we've got a script for whether you get their voicemail or you get them live, but you've got to start calling your database. All right. Now, if you're a newer agent and you don't have much of a database, you could cold call. So you can use a program like My Plus Leads, Redx. You could use even like something like Batch Leads or PropStream to get a list of homeowners in your area. And I wouldn't cold call straight. What I always say about cold calling is you pair direct mail with cold calling. And there's really no other better way to generate quality listing leads than using listings to leads tools in both direct mail and calling. All right. And I'll get to that in a little bit here. But Josh, any questions or thoughts on?
So one quick question from Andrew. Do the Facebook ads run on your Facebook pages or mine? So Andrew, you choose. It's your ad account. It's your social accounts. And when you sign up with your free trial, you can integrate all of your social platforms. Facebook pages, if you have multiple pages, you can hook them all up and even have social sharing turned on to those. You can link up or sync up your Google business listing, LinkedIn, and Scott, what am I missing? Twitter?
Yeah.
Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter and Google and Google, your Google business page.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big
Okay.
one. So it's
Awesome.
all on your platforms. It's your platforms that that all of this is going to syndicate to.
Yeah. So when you connect your social media accounts to listings to leads, you'll have the option of any page that you manage. You'll be able to run ads on, auto post to, push post to. So yeah, it's always your social media account for sure, 100%. All right. So we talked about the database and cold calling. We got a social media post. So this would be a post that would just post to your social media pages. And again, whatever pages you control, this can post to. So if I click here, let's go to Facebook. You know, in the social media postings, they're nice, but they're not going to generate a ton of leads. But you definitely want to make use of it, because anyone that's on your page, obviously I want them to see this, and it's completely free to put there. But you'll see here, I can click the post. I'm going to go to the landing page, and I can click either get started or view our marketing plan. And then I would just fill out the information, and then I will be able to download that 26-page branded marketing plan. All right. So the social media post is great. Next up though, and I tell you, this is another one that you want to be using minimum, right, once a month for a couple of months, I would say, right? It's mid-December right now, December 7th. I would do this as soon as possible this week. I would do it early January. And then maybe after that, I'd do it every 2 months. But this e-flyer, again, whether you're using KV Core or Boomtown or Sierra Interactive, it doesn't matter. Just take the code, go to your CRM, drop it in as an email blast, and get that out to all your seller leads. And Josh, we were talking yesterday, and I always tell people this as well. Send this to all of your buyer leads. You got a minimum of 20 to 30% of them that have a home to sell typically. And so I
would say that's probably you're undershooting it, but might as well be conservative. I would say for many of you, it's going to be 40, 50, maybe 60%, depending on the type of offer that they came in as a buyer.
When you think about it, you know, first-time home buyers make up around 50% of the home buying population. So that must mean the other 50% either had a house or have a house, right? Yep, so Josh, you're probably right. I mean, it's probably 30 to 40%. Real quickly, I'll just mention, you can change that image right there by just clicking change image, swap that image out with something that's relevant for your area. And then, copy that code, get it into KV Core, get it into, Constant Contact, whatever you're using, and get that out to all your contacts and all your database.
Yep.
Next up is print flyers. And can everybody, I can't see my camera. Can you see what I'm holding in my hand?
Absolutely. Hold on.
Right.
We'll spotlight you for here for a second if I can figure out how to do that.
So
there we go.
This print flyer is meant to, if you're doing an event like an open house, for example, you can use the print flyer in a plexiglass flyer box or holder and put it by your sign-in area, put it by the food, put it somewhere. And as Josh mentioned earlier about the PDF guides, we've got print flyers for those as well. But what a great way to further engage neighbors that come through the open house or homeowners, where as they sign in for the open house or as they're walking through the open house, they see the print flyer here in the plexiglass flyer box, and they can scan the QR code, go to the landing page, and download that PDF guide. All right. So,
I'll give one other idea that folks can use for this. If you save that as a JPEG or a PNG file, you can put that as a green screen, and you can put a talking head video. The bottom right is open space where you can just be the talking head talking about your 100-point marketing plan. And you can make a short form little teaser video, 15, 30 seconds. And just the call to action is comment below 100 if you'd like me to send you a copy of this, or shoot me a private message, and I'll send a copy of the report right over to you. Right. So another simple way you could use that. And with the QR code on there, I mean, and the calls to action, the bullet points, I'm loving the talking head green screen videos and getting a lot of a positive results from those. So just another cool way to use it.
Yeah, for sure. And I got a question actually for Ryan here in a second. I'm gonna just mention here we got PDF. We got postcards and door hangers. So, again, I mentioned earlier, direct mail. We mentioned this yesterday in the call, how that nearby homeowner letter is so powerful, and it really is. But obviously, again, marketing is not a one-off. You don't send out a letter and call it a day, right? To a homeowners or a postcard. You got to think about when you're going to do something for the first time is I'm going to do this for 6 months minimum, right? Minimum to see where we're at with it. So direct mail is the same thing. So I always tell people, start off with 50 homes. That's a little bit small. I would say maybe 100. And Ryan knows way more than I do on this. So Ryan, I'll refer to you in a minute here. But I say start off with 100 homes and then stick with those 100 homes, but you build on them, right? So you add to that audience as you can afford to. And you want to combine mailing with calling, all right? So I don't want to just mail and digital. Then hope something happens. So I want to have a list. I want to make sure if they're a lead and they gave me their phone number through a Facebook lead form or some other way, I've got permission to call them for up to a year, I believe. Or I can use, again, another program like Batch Leads or My Plus Leads, Skip Trace, so against the DNC, and then make sure I mail and phone call and call these people. And Ryan, what I want to ask you is, I believe you're able to. So if someone wants to send a postcard out of our system, we have a QR code on here. Yeah. Is Ryan, in your system, are you able to replace that QR code with one of the QR codes that's unique to the address?
Yeah, we have a dynamic. There's a little bit of work to it, but we have a dynamic builder that allows you to personalize, and one of the QR codes is one of those things you can personalize, and it will have attributes of the recipient.
Yeah, so I would say sending out our postcards like this is great, all right? But what's even better, like way better, is if you use a program like Ryan's at Thanks.io, where when someone scans that QR code through their system, right, it's a smart QR code. There might be a better name for it, Ryan. But what happens is if you send this postcard out through Thanks.io with unique QR codes for every postcard, when someone scans that QR code, you're going to know exactly who it was, right? And you're going to be able to then call them, and you've got the script from Listings to Leads as an intro if you need it, to get some really, really good conversations going with people. All right. Yeah. So it's not about just doing a Facebook ad and calling it a day. All right. It's not about doing a direct mail once, calling it a day. It's about committing yourself to doing all of these items, right? Two months in a row. So mid-December, mid-January. And I might even do March, because March is kind of the home selling season, starts off in March. And then from there, maybe do, skip April and do every 2 to 3 months after that, so that everyone knows who you are in the beginning with this, but then you stay in front of them forever with your 100-point marketing plan. And we're going to be updating that, right? I mean, at Listings to Leads, we consider ourselves to be your expert consultants on property marketing. So, as Josh said yesterday, we're constantly updating our system. So you can rest assured that this guide will constantly be updated as well. So with that, Josh, are there any questions for me or anything?
Yeah, so I've got some questions, and then I want to maybe synthesize some of this information for folks. A great question from Lo: does Listings to Leads have an integration with KV Core or a code? I see you nodding along there. We're already using that. There is a direct integration.
Yeah. For everybody, if you go to your profile, go to CRM integration, and you'll see all the connections that we've got, all the integrations that we've got.
Yep.
And KV Core is right there. The access token.
Yep. Perfect. So easy peasy. And Lo, if you have any troubles, let us know. Let them know one way or another. We can help. Patricia has a great question, but before we dig into that, for those, obviously, Scott, you shared a number of incredible ways that folks can use the branded 100-point marketing plan. For those that came on here looking for the bootstrapped way to start with this, okay? what would you recommend they do? What one or two items, things should they do first and foremost? They go and they get a free trial, growwithjosh.com/L, the number 2L. They go get their trial. They upload their profile details so that they have the branded thing. What one or two things like this afternoon should they do to start getting some conversation opportunities?
I would say, so when you sign up, you're going to go through a wizard, and the wizard is really great. I mean, it's super simple. It's going to literally just step you through getting everything done. So your profile picture, your license number, your company logo, your brand colors, get your listings in there, right? Get all that stuff in there. So go through the wizard, maybe 5 to 10 minutes max. Everything you'll connect your social media accounts, you'll connect your ad account. You'll have the option to connect to Google if you want to. So you'll have all the options to get everything set up perfectly. And if you've got a good database, so if you've got over 200 people in your database, which I would imagine most of you do, I would hop right to that listing presentation and get that going, especially if you've got custom audiences already created in Facebook. If you have a small database, so you don't have much of a database, you don't have custom audiences, what I would recommend is I would say get started. I would try to borrow a listing if you don't have one. Josh, is everybody here from EXP?
No. We have folks from many different brokerages tuning in for sure.
All right, awesome. So all of you can borrow a listing from another agent in your office, right? And a lot of agents will have a listing maybe that they're not marketing. And it doesn't matter. This can be an old listing. It can be a new listing. It can be overpriced. All of that doesn't really matter. But you'll see here, I can grab a listing. So this will let me put in a zip code, MLS ID. I can uncheck that if it's not my listing, grab it. We will pull in that listing and you'll have all the marketing tools to start generating leads. So even if you don't have any listings, and what I tell people is, if you don't have any listings, go talk to your broker, find out how to borrow a listing from somebody else. If you've got listings, then you're in an awesome spot, because we'll, get your listings pulled in. If they don't pull in automatically, our support team can help you out, and just start clicking on this where it says market listing. And similar to the tools that we just saw with the listing presentation, right here's a Facebook ad for a listing. And you can see, I mean, it doesn't get much easier, right? We autofill the location. Vince walked through this yesterday, but it's literally just create ad. And that's using Facebook lead forms by default. And just go through this list and just start using these tools and just start marketing.
Yeah. So Patricia had a great question. How can I leverage these tools for a seller seminar I am hosting? And what immediately popped up for me, number one, I would have a physical copy. If it's an in-person seminar, I would have a physical copy of that branded presentation. Or maybe if you want to save on print, it could be the pre-listing, the 4-pager, where they could get the full. And I would have if not the bulk of the content, at least a portion of the content be about the marketing ideas shared in the 26-page branded report. And oh, by the way, one of the things that popped off for me as Scott was sharing early on, that would also be something to have where you record a talking head video talking through those different points, whether you have that live on YouTube or you have it available unlisted to share with potential sellers when they express that they might be thinking about selling. Well, whether you decide to work with me or not, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here are a bunch of marketing ideas to get massive or maximize exposure and get the most potential interested parties and offers on the property. Scott, other thoughts on Patricia's question?
No, I think you got it. I mean, you got the 26-page. Yeah, like you said, I think I'd use the pre-listing packet. Depending on how many people you got coming through, if it's virtual or live, printing up 26 color pages can be a bit much in bulk. Right. So, you got to be careful of that. But and then, there might be, a PDF guide. What I know some people do is, for example, I go here to market. And again, we got a print flyer for different PDF guides. So if you have people coming in either virtually or in person, feel free to select a few of these guides as like things that they can take away with them. So I'm not going to print up the whole guide to give it to them, but I might print up a couple of flyers, put them in holders like this right here at my seminar, at my presentation, and let people scan those as well, maybe on the way out, so they can even have more information. So yeah.
And by the way, the guides in here you would, if you're struggling for the content of your seller seminar, these guys, 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home, 5 dangers of overpricing. There's so much great content in these that you can weave them in or incorporate them in some form or fashion. And each one of them can be an opportunity for you to let them know, oh, by the way, if you'd like a full report on this topic, let me know. We can give you, get you a copy of that. So many ways that you can use that in conjunction with whether it is a virtual seminar or an in-person seminar. Absolutely. And James has some follow-up questions for Patricia. So maybe Patricia, if you can chime in James's on James' questions and comments. I don't know if this is something you've been doing or doing the first time, and also curious, virtual or in person. Mark was sharing a follow-up to the borrowed listings. You could potentially advertise HUD properties. And also, I mentioned this yesterday. Yesterday we did a deeper dive sort of demo of a number of the different functions and features of listings to leads, which you can find that full replay at the Wake Up Real Estate YouTube channel or wakeup.realestate. And I mentioned that I've been borrowing new construction listings with permission of those agents, and that's working really well to generate leads and clients. And I'm using a free strategy to promote that, which is Facebook Marketplace. Which, if you'd like that guide on how we're doing that SOP of how we're doing those and how we're incorporating the listings to leads property website to generate leads, just go to wakeup.realestate and use the chat widget. Mike can share that document with you, step by step, how we're doing just that. So,
and Josh, you kind of got into that yesterday a little bit in the call, and that was brilliant. Oh my God. So yeah, if you don't know what he's talking about there, make sure you get a hold of that, because what Josh shared yesterday was absolutely brilliant. So,
and Josh, in that doc, I give you the email script that I send to the contact for those listings that I don't know that I've had anybody say no. I've had some that haven't responded, right. but I would say at least 50% of the listing contacts for these new home builders that I've been sending to have been a positive reply. Now, some of that probably has to do with the market conditions as well, because at least in my market, some of the single family new builds are sitting because they're in a higher price range. But regardless, it's a great way to be able to use the features and functions of listings to leads, even if you don't have many listings yourself right now.
Josh, if you don't mind, if you go to listingstoleads.com/250, and you scroll down, all of these, you can read through it. You can read the titles and see what's going on with them. But we've got a whole training on new construction that is absolutely brilliant. And I've actually helped people go through and actually develop great relationships with builders. And like similar to what you said, what you're doing is not in here. What you're doing is a little bit different. But if anyone's interested, we do have a whole training on new construction here.
Very cool. Very cool. So Patricia says it's her first one and she's planning to do it in person. We would love to know how it works out, how you're planning to promote it, etc. And even maybe that might be a great topic for our mastermind next week. Although no, it would have to be the week after. Next week.
Let's throw what's working now on that one. Maybe we can have Patricia on after. So definitely.
So we're gonna wrap up. We ran a little long today, longer than normal, but it's been for good reason, let's say. So a couple of things to wrap up with. Number one, if you missed any of this, it'll be available on demand immediately after. And if you'd like to get even more information about listings to leads and the full demo, just go to Wake Up, our Wake Up Real Estate YouTube channel, or go to wakeup.realestate. And Mike even created a little short URL, growwithjosh.com/L2L-demo is yesterday's replay for those of you listening only, audio only. Also, Scott and his team, they have hours and hours and hours of incredible content on their YouTube channel. And Scott showed at the end there, if you go to listingstoleads.com/250, there is tons of incredible marketing content. Obviously, it is somewhat tied to listings to leads, but it's really good regardless.
These might be the only guys in the industry who do more content marketing than we do.
Seriously, so we're neck and neck on that. Agree 100%. So you can check all of that out. And if you're on the fence, right? Well, first of all, you can get a free trial, so you can kick it around regardless. And B, you can literally, you can spend all weekend digging into it and seeing if it makes sense for you and where to start with it, right? Because there's so much you can do with it. And that's one of the reasons why I asked Scott at the end, if this afternoon, what should I do? Because there is so much that you can do with it. So Scott, thanks so much for
thank you,
Sharon. This is really cool. And I have been using it, the listing presentation, but I need to use it more. And in fact, I think I'm going to launch a retargeting ad after we wrap up here with that.
Let's get that integrated into your Thanks.io flows. Josh sends a lot of mail automatically to seller leads, so let's get some of that stuff integrated.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
So tomorrow I'm going to update on some of the things Ryan mentioned yesterday that I've got running, and we'll build out a piece of direct mail with the 4-page pre-listing packet to add into the automated direct mail campaign that I've got going to home valuation leads, so everybody can see how to do that if they so choose. Once again, thanks so much, Scott, for joining us. You can check out a free trial at growwithjosh.com/L2L. Hopefully we'll see everyone tomorrow, and let us know when you get your first listing or client with Scott's platform. We'd love to hear that. Take care and see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.